Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just making this video here because I want to show off my bookshelves that I have, because I do want to start creating a library, which I will get more into at the end of the video here after I'm done showing off my books. But I just want to show off my books here quickly. A quick note is the reason that it is not a video but still photos is because when I went to record, the video was all grainy because I am not a good cinematographer. So I just took high definition pictures, and I mean, it works, right? But to start off with here, we're going to go to our first bookshelf here, which the first two bookshelves are a massive Doctor Who lot that I got. The first shelf is only 1 deep, but as you can see, the second shelf is 2 deep. Most of these, except for the ones you can obviously tell that are the newer logo, are all original run Doctor Who's. So Doctor number 1 all the way up to Doctor number 8. Actually, I think actually most of these might only go up to 4 or 5. And then I have a couple of David Tennant and Matt Smith. Wow, I forgot those guys' name there for a second. Whew, my apologies. And then, of course, I got a Doctor Funko Pop because I'm trying to collect all those, and I got a good deal a little while back. On the second shelf here, you can see that my Doctors 10 and 11, 9, 10, 11, I should say, actually, are not very comprehensive, which I have to kind of fix, you know. Those knives there are just nice knives that I have because I love bald eagles, and when I see those, I'm like, oh, I gotta get those. But yeah, so those just stick on my shelf. And then so the third shelf here, this used to be a lot more full, honestly. But I did redo my bookshelves because I did get another bookshelf recently. So some of the stuff that was on this shelf I moved just because I wanted to try to keep it mostly in the same area. This one is kind of my old style plus like mythology type shelf. As you can see here, I have Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues on the Sea, the Necronomicon, because, you know, demons, right? Not demons, undead, sorry. So we have also the Meridian Handbook of Classic Mythology, which is just different mythologies. I'm very much into Greek mythology, then Norse mythology, then to a lesser degree Egyptian mythology. But I'm like, hey, you know, mythology is cool. I want to learn more about this. And this book seemed cool when I seen it. So I picked it up to kind of look at different mythologies around the world. Book of Wizardry. So yes, I am a wizard. As long-time viewers know, I do call myself a wizard. If you are new here, it is in my What is a Wizard video there, which I will link to the description down below. But pretty much TLDR is wizards back in the old days were people that loved knowledge and understanding and stuff like that, and I love that, so that's why I call myself a wizard. So I picked up this book of wizardry because I just wanted to see how it is. That might have been a mistake. From what I started reading, it doesn't seem that good. It seems to be more in line with the Harry Potter wizardry, which is not actual wizardry, which kind of sucks. But hey, you know, live and learn, right? Pagan King. The Pagan King is the King Arthur story, so I want to pick that up because that's a big mythos I wanted to learn more about. And we got Journey to the Center of the Earth. We got A Study in Scarlet. This red book there, that is actually Life in Ancient Greece, because like I said, I do like Greek mythology. So I got this book just to learn a little bit more outside of the standard mythology that is around. And of course, no collection is complete without the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft. This book is, oh my goodness, so good. I'd have to finish reading it. I only got maybe like an eighth of the way in. Man, this thing is dense. And then I got another Greek mythology book here. I got The Lost World. I got some work from Homer. I got the illustrated Dracula from Bram Stoker, but that's just the only one I could find at the time when I was going through and looking. I definitely want to try to find like a proper version of it. And then I got the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe, because he's another original horror writer. The original horror writer, actually, I think. And then I have a Monstrous Creatures Compendium, because this is kind of just like, it's kind of like a bestiary, you know, kind of more in line with the mythology, which is good. Then I found these, which I thought was pretty cool. I got 2 Charles Darwin books, which I'm excited to read because, you know, he is the kind of like the father of well, it's, Darwinism, right? So it would be good to know everything like that. The Children of Odin, some Norse mythology, which is good because, like I said, it's my secondary favorite mythology. And then the last 3 books here is the fairy tales, primarily Grimm and Anderson, because those are the most common and I'm gonna say numerous of the fairy tales. If I'm wrong on the numerous, just let me know down below. Just don't get mad. Just let me know down below. It's like, hey, no, there's actually more. But to my knowledge, Grimm and Anderson are the most numerous of the fairy tales. And then on the second last shelf here is more of that Doctor Who lot that I scored in the top ones, but these ones are taller books, so they couldn't fit on my other shelves because these aren't really adjustable shelves in this bookshelf. So these are just like different large scale books, and then a couple other ones that just were overflow that couldn't fit up there, like the anniversary specials and stuff like that. On the far left is original serials. I think that's what they're called, serials, of Doctor Who. So the original episodes and stuff like that. I've been trying to find the original runs of them. Holy crap, are those hard. I do realize these are not books, but they kind of go in line with the whole Doctor Who thing. But yeah, wow. Whew, it is hard to find those serials. And that knife there that I have shown, I didn't move just because I love dragons. So that knife sits on that shelf all the time. I love this knife because the wings are the handle and the breath weapon goes into the blade. It is such a cool design. I love it. And then on the last shelf of this here, we're not going to worry about the other movies on the left-hand side. It's just going to probably be a little bit blacked out there. We have an Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs because, man, I have forgotten a lot of my dinosaurs that I used to know. I used to be big into dinosaurs, and man, I've talked about dinosaurs a few times in recent times, and I'm like, holy crap, I've lost a lot of my information because I just haven't used it. So I'm like, all right, I need to refresh on this. And then we have some Celtic mythology and Greek myths. Yes, I know I said I wanted to keep some of these together, but, I got to deal with certain, because the shelves are different heights, right? So if the books only fit on certain shelves, then I got to slap them there. And then the pictorial history of the Great War. I got this. Someone was just going to toss it out. I don't remember who it was, actually. They're just going to toss this out. I'm like, no. So I got it. So that will be interesting. I'm not very big into comics for the sheer fact that when I want to get into them, my dad's like, no, just don't do it. It is a money sink. Do not do it. I'm like, all right, cool. I won't do it. But since I go to a lot of thrift shops and secondhand stores to get a lot of the older books and stuff like that, I found some of these. I'm like, you know what? Hey, they're not full price, and they will at least let me see what are some good heroes and stuff like that. So I picked up some, right? I don't have a favorite between Marvel or DC because I don't know enough about them. So don't judge me on why they like all mixed and stuff like that. So I just picked up some that looked interesting to read and everything like that. And then, as you can see, I got some D&D comic books, which are mwah, because the Driz series is the best that I've read for D&D so far. Harry Potter. Longtime viewers will know that I hate Harry Potter, but I have these because I had a friend way back when I was going to be picking up the books for them because they wanted to read it, and then we no longer were friends, so I kind of was stuck with the books. I'm like, well, shit. And the last few books there on the right-hand side, like Santa Paws and stuff like that, that's just books from when I was a kid that I just threw up on my bookshelf because the box that they were in, I had to get rid of. So I just like, well, put the books on the bookshelf. That's where they belong, right? And then on to my newest bookshelf that I got to kind of expand a little bit more here. First here, these books here, these black covered books, I found on Amazon, which was really weird. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So we got the Demonology of King James I, the Book of Forbidden Knowledge, the Greater Key of Solomon, and Demonality, Incubi and Succubi, a book of demon knowledge, which was pretty cool. So I started reading some of these ones, and holy crap, they are pretty cool, actually. But behind those, we have all these books here. So we have some home stuff and these old ones here. I'm just going to zoom in here. And then we have some more Verne here. I just got these from my dad. So these are like brand new editions that I got probably within the last about 3 months or so. And then, of course, we got the complete works of William Shakespeare, because no library is complete without those. Fun fact of the day, this is my second time. That's that's the second book, the complete works of William Shakespeare, that I have. I'll explain later at the end of the video. I won't bog down this part of it. So the Divine Comedy from Dante here, and Plato and Aristotle, each of them, as you guys can see here, are over 100 years old. These are like my prized possessions of my books. If it starts to get too humid down where I keep these, I start getting nervous because I don't want these damaged and stuff like that. Like, I am very protective of these books. Just because they're age and stuff like that, and also they're like, yeah, interesting ones I found. Very, very lucky find when I got these. And then I got some Aristotle because it is the Greek, and then Plato, more of that. Homer because of the Odyssey and the Iliad, because that is the Greek mythologies. Got some more Sherlock stuff from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Yes, I know I have the complete works down below, but I have a few other miscellaneous ones because I don't always bring my list with me when I go out to look at books, because sometimes I don't know I'm going to go look out for books. It's just a byproduct of me going out sometimes. So sometimes I don't have my list with me, and I pick up multiples. Don't judge me. And then we have some Isaac Asimov here, as you can see in the middle here, and also on the side, because he is to my knowledge, the father of sci-fi, and also the laws of robotics from him. So I wanted to read him, so I got some of that. And then more of, obviously, Plato, and then, like I said, the complete works of Sherlock Holmes from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which I was surprised I was able to get volume 1 and 2. Like, whoo, yeah, let's go. And then below that here, we have my kind of advanced learning, I guess, shelf, you could say. These calculus books here, my neighbor was going to get rid of them. And I'm like, no, I'll get them. I'll take them. Like, literally just like throw them out in the garbage. Like, I'm like, no, I'll take them. The evolution I did pick up myself, just because I wanted to learn more about that. So yeah, I got that there. And then my language books. Yes, I'm learning Latin, Spanish, and Italian. And for people that are going to say, why are you learning Latin? It's a dead language. Yes, I'm well aware it's a dead language. The reason that I am doing it is because it is, one, what's used for scientific names. Two, since it is a dead language, it can't change really anymore. And three, it is the progenitor language of most of the languages like Spanish, Italian, French, and to a degree English. So by learning that, it will be easier for me to learn both Spanish and Italian. So that is why I'm doing it. After those languages, I'm not too sure which I'm going to learn, because I'll have English, Latin, Spanish, Italian, to a lesser degree French, but I'm not going to learn French because it's a rubbish language. I was thinking maybe Gaelic. I don't know. Let me know down below if you guys have any language suggestions that would be fun to learn or good to learn. But yeah, and then I got the wizard statue here as kind of like a bookend. He's kind of hidden. The books on the right-hand side are the Judeo-Christian mythos books. I just was kind of going to be looking through and pointing out the issues there, because I had some people like, there's no issues in those books. I'm like, yes, there is. Like, no, they're not. Prove it. I'm like, all right, sure. Bet. I'll prove it. So that's why I have highlighters on top of that, is just because I'm going to be doing that later on. But for now, they're on the bookshelf because they are books, and I need a place to store them. And then down below here, this is my miscellaneous one. Just different ones I have here. I have some D&D ones. I have some, Dungeons and Dragons. Not everyone knows D&D is Dungeons and Dragons. Some Dungeons and Dragons books, some Warhammer 40,000 book, some Tolkien, of course, and Halo. I love the original Halo series. Holy crap, are they good? But ever since 343 took over, man, it has gone downhill since then. But yeah, so some of the books there. More mythology books. So fun fact about these companion library books, actually. These are a relatively new edition. That's why they're not with other fairy tale ones. When I found them, I only seen the one side of them. So I can't remember which I seen, if it was Anderson or Grimm's fairy tales, but I seen, X fairy tales. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I seen The Wizard of Oz, and then I seen the story of King Arthur and his knights, and then I seen Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, cool. Only when I got them home and started to put them away, I'm like, wait a second. Like when I flipped them over, like, wait a second, this is not the back. What? And then I realized that The Wizard of Oz is the Prince and the Pauper, the fairy tales is the other fairy tales, and then King Arthur is the Adventures of Pinocchio, and then Alice in Wonderland is the Five Little Peppers and how they grew. So I was surprised. Like, oh, cool, interesting. Never really seen a book like this before. And then I got Star Wars: The Young Jedi Knight series, because that is an awesome series that I loved to read when I was younger. And then, of course, George R. R. Martin's stuff, because I started collecting these back when Game of Thrones was around. I wanted to see what the big hubbub was about, and a lot of people were like, oh, so much different from the books. So I wanted to look at the books of that, but I never got around to it, so now they're just on my shelf. I gotta read. Behind them here, we got some other miscellaneous books here. I read The Age of Zeus, which was pretty cool, and then I seen that they had Age of Odin and Age of Ra, which was, as you guys remember, I'm big into Greek mythology, Norse mythology, and then Egyptian mythology. So I'm like, yes. So I got that, and then looking through one time, I seen The Vampire Earth, and I read the synopsis and it looked interesting. I don't have book 2. The book 2 weirdly wasn't there when I got it, but got these ones. More Tolkien works. I don't have The Fellowship right now, which kind of sucks. I would love to get my hands on a copy of that. And then some more Dungeons and Dragons novels here. And then we're going to go on to my last bookshelf here, and these are a new edition because my dad was going through his books and he's like, hey, I don't want these books anymore, do you want them? I'm like, yes, I'll take them. So all these books you see here are all Dungeons and Dragons of different campaign settings. So Spelljammer is Dungeons and Dragons in space, essentially. Dragonlance is just dragon heavy, essentially, TLDR. Eberron is more industrial, I believe it is. And then Dark Sun is, I don't actually remember. I might be wrong. Let me know down below if you guys know those settings more. I normally go in either Homebrew worlds or Faerun. So if I got those worlds wrong, let me know down below. But to my knowledge, I think I was right on there. And then continuing on over here, we got just some more of those. And then Zero Point was an alternative book. I'll get into more of that when I get to my nerd shelf down here, which is right here, actually. So just below that is my nerd shelf. Mostly D&D 5th edition, for the sheer fact that that's what I run. I dungeon master it. So that's why I have most of the books. And by most of them, I mean like not even all of them. I have the books here. Another fun fact of the day, behind this bar here that you see, I have to black out here because it has family names on it because it's an old binder. But this binder and the player's handbook are actually, so the binder is my monster manual, and the player's handbook is actually, as you can see here, actually empty. Ish. It doesn't have the actual pages in it. I put a grid book in there for the sheer fact that my players and my monster manual. Wow, I forgot the word there. My monster manual broke apart. The binding on it fell apart. So in the binder here, I do have my monster manual. This is the top of it, so I glued the front of it. Like I cut up the book, so I glued the front there. On the side, it was supposed to have the spine of it, but it kind of fell off. I didn't glue it right. One thing I want to do is I want to paint it up to make it a continuous kind of like scene between the front, spine, and back. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, so back onto the rest of the stuff here. We continue going over, and so we just got more like 2nd edition stuff and everything like that. That black binder there is my 2nd edition spell book, which is because I usually run wizards in 2nd edition because they're a little bit more nuanced than later editions. So I run them, and I have a spell book so that I know which spells I have or anything like that. Because it's easy enough to print off the spells for them. And then just a couple different 2nd edition books. I used to have more splat books, which the splat books are the red red edged ones, and also actually more second edition books in general. But those were got stolen, which I'll explain at the end along again. And then I got Alternity, which Alternity is like a sci-fi role playing game from TSR, which is the original people of Dungeons and Dragons. But it never got off. But I wanted to try it out because it's sci-fi. Then I just didn't find enough people to want to play it, so kind of fell to the wayside. And then for Warhammer 40k, I am a Space Wolf player, so I have the Space Wolf Codex, of course. I found a Space Marine Codex here, so I picked that up. And then I have, if you guys can see here, which I'm just going to zoom in there, the Codex Eye of Terror. This is my first codex, not this one exactly, but Codex Eye of Terror is my first codex. This is what got me in to play 40k. That my dad, but like to actually like which army to select is this codex, because I play the 13th Company of the Space Wolves, which they're lost to the warp. And they just like go around scavenging stuff and everything like that. I like them, and then also like their powers and stuff like that. But yeah, so those are my bookshelves there. I know that it was kind of like I have a whole bunch of different ones and everything like that, but I just want to show off my bookshelves and explain why I'm going to show it off. So if you guys managed to get this far, I appreciate that. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and everything like that, because what I want to do is I want to create a library, like a proper library, like a nice, like, you know, rows of bookshelves and stuff like that, with like full of different books. And as you guys can see, I like different genres of books. I'm not beholden to one genre. It is whatever seems good, I will read. So this is where you guys come in. I would greatly appreciate any suggestions on books and book series that are good, and I'll look into them, try to get them and stuff like that. If you are going to ask about PDFs or ebooks, I will read them to a degree, but generally only on newer books, for the sheer fact that it is usually cheaper to get those. But as you guys can see, a lot of the books that I get are older books, so I usually go to like secondhand stores and like thrift shops and stuff like that and find the best conditioned ones. I have no qualms about buying new books. It's just normally the ones that I'm interested in or need to complete my collection. I need to go there, because to complete the collection, they're out of print, which kind of sucks. So yeah, so let me know down below if there's any books that you guys suggest. If you guys want to send me books to help out with the library, I do have a American P.O. box and a Canadian P.O. box. The American one is going to be a lot cheaper for any Americans wanting to send it up. Just like send it there, and then once I get the notification stuff there, I can just go down and get them. But if you're wanting me to get it quick, or if you're outside of America, I have a Canadian P.O. box, which you can just send stuff to, and then I'll get that. I can add that. By no means is it required. I'm just letting you guys know that if you guys do want to do that, you guys are more than welcome to. I'm not going to be one of those people like, oh no, you guys can't do that. No, if you guys want it, it's like, hey, Arez, here's a book that, like a book series, like here's the first book of a book series I like. I would like you to read it to see if you like it. Hey man, that's awesome, and I'll add it to the library. If that starts to happen, like if people start to send in books and stuff like that, what I will do is, since I have to have an updated book list anyway for when I go out to finish some of my series, as you guys can see, some of them are incomplete. I can start posting up my book list on my Discord server on the Wizards Guild, and then that way you guys can be like, oh, he already has that book, he just hasn't gotten to it yet, you know. Or it's like, oh, he has, you know, book 1, 3, and 4 of something. I know I have a book 2 that he can go, and you can do that. If I ever get multiples of that, what I will do then is I will donate them to a local reading program or a local library, so that other people can enjoy the books and stuff like that. Or maybe just keep them and have multiple editions of the books, maybe. I don't know. Damn. But anyway, yeah. So that's why I'm creating this series, because I do want to create a library. Because what good is a wizard if they don't have knowledge and understanding, right? Only way to get that is generally by reading. Well, and experiencing stuff, but also reading, because you can't experience everything. Anyway, yeah. And that also leads me into how I'm going to fund this little project of mine, because books are expensive as all hell, and also getting the bookshelves and stuff like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scrounge up some money here. I'm going to buy a scratch tickets. I'm going to scratch them, and any money I make off of them is what I'm going to be putting towards the library, plus whatever ad revenue I make from these videos, exclusively the library videos. So I'm going to scratch up. If I win off of the scratch tickets, cool, I get to keep going. If I don't, well, then hopefully the ad revenue comes in. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And before people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that because scratch tickets are iffy. Yes, but it's also one content. It's kind of like an unboxing content and stuff like that. And I'm not going to be frivolous with it. Yeah, I think that's the right word. What I'm going to do is essentially, like, if I win, say, $10, I'll take, $5 to $7 of that, make more scratch tickets to try to keep going, and then I'll take the other amount and put it in to a fund to make, like, get the books and stuff like that, or whatever the cut is. It won't be 100% back in the scratch tickets to keep going. It'll just, the scratch tickets will be to, one, try to make money, and also to make content that hopefully you guys will watch, because it'll kind of be like, hey, is he going to be getting new books this month or not? Type thing. At least that's the plan. I don't know if that's actually going to work. If you guys see any more flaws in my plan, feel free to point them out in the comments down below. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so look forward to that. Share with anybody that is a bibliophile. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, a bibliophile, someone that likes books. Anybody that likes books, I would greatly appreciate share that and stuff like that. But oh yeah, the whole book stealing thing, and the whole second thing of William Shakespeare. A few years back, and by few years I mean at this point like 6 years back or so, a storage container I had was broken into. Yay! And I lost a good half of my gaming stuff, like my gaming books, and probably about 3/4 of my books. So the books that you guys see here, yeah, have another like shelf, like not another book case, and that's how many books I used to have, but they got stolen. Which freaking sucks, because a lot of them, as you can see, I do out of print books. So a lot of those were out of print as well. And it's like, I lost them, which kind of sucks, but kind of a bad note to end on. A sad note, but hey, I will see you guys all later. Remember to follow me across all social media. Let me know down below if there's anything wrong with my plan that you can think of, or you want to point out and laugh at me about, or any book suggestions or series suggestions. I would greatly appreciate it. Remember to come join the Discord for knowledge, understanding, and all that fun stuff. But I will see you guys all later. Remember to stay safe, stay healthy, stay awesome, because you guys, you're all awesome. Bye-bye.